Hi, I'm Vicky, aka Mother Hen. I wanted to talk about mental illness and mental health today, to be able to describe to you how it affects me, how I feel every day whilst I'm suffering. I suffer with GAD and social anxiety, so it's generalized anxiety and social anxiety. So not only do I worry and feel anxious and stressed and upset and sad and down during the day, during the whole day, it also affects me when I go out, if I ever go out. Sometimes I don't go out for anything up to a couple of weeks at a time. I think my longest period of staying in the house was just over 8 weeks. This was back in 2019, where I just couldn't face going out into the outside world. It's a really scary feeling. You feel very alone. You feel very angry with yourself, ashamed and guilty that you feel like this. You know that you're putting pressure onto your loved ones by reacting and behaving the way that you do. So it's almost a sense of you can't pull yourself back out of it again because of how you're feeling and how you think other people are perceiving you. So you take another step backwards. So rather than trying to push yourself forward, all of these emotions are always pushing you back. It's really, really difficult to be able to describe everyone else's emotions when dealing with mental health, because everybody has different emotions that they're dealing with. It can be anger, it can be sadness, anxiousness, the lonely sensation. So what you need to be able to do is pinpoint down to which of these emotions is causing you the most upset. With me, it was the anxiousness. It was the worrying about the things that actually didn't need to worry about, maybe. And I can't actually even sometimes tell you what I was worried about. I just knew I was worried. And that's even harder for other people to then understand, because if you yourself can't even say a specific thing that you're worried about, someone else can't help you. So what I found was being able to write things down really helped me, because I was able then to I was able to just blurt it out onto a piece of paper, and it wasn't in sentences. It didn't really probably make a lot of sense. It could just be words that I wrote down on a piece of paper. It could be drawings, it could be sentences. It was just really random stuff, but because it wasn't in my head anymore, it took that weight off my shoulders. And I was able then, gradually, piece by piece, looking back at the pages, to be able to go, well, I felt that then, I feel this now, so that's something that I need to work on. So it was kind of almost placing a trail of being able to understand exactly what was going on. And it's really difficult. I'm not saying that my recovery journey has been easy. I've literally been on a massive roller coaster of a ride over the last 6 months, because I haven't been able to understand a lot of it myself. I've had to think about things that I was kind of suppressing in the back of my mind. Things have come up, past experiences have been able to come up, and I was like, wow, that's really, I don't want to be thinking about that. But actually what I need to think about those things, because if I don't, and I don't get them out, how was I supposed to accept them and recover from them? So not only did I do the journaling, I also made sure that I took some time for me. It wasn't necessarily every day, although I really tried to do it every day if I could. So whether that was I had a bath and I shut the door and made sure that I was it was just my space, I was doing a meditation. I was having 10 minutes being able to do something that I enjoyed. I sat reading a book, that kind of thing. I just really made sure that I took that time away from the chaotic world that surrounded me, just to be able to take a step back and just have some me time, some self-care, because essentially our bodies is what carries us through for our whole lives. And you think, if you're not treating your body the right way, how is it supposed to get you through? I felt tired. I felt it's really hard to explain. I just wasn't functioning properly because of the snacks that I was eating constantly, which were making me feel sluggish. I was constantly tired, even though I wasn't sleeping properly. I just, after kind of 3 o'clock, that was it. I was done for the day. And if I ever went out, that literally knocked me for the rest of the day. And when I got home from being out, I was worried about going out beforehand. I didn't like being out. And then when I got home, I was still worried about it, even though I was back at home again. And it just didn't make any sense. Like, why once I got home was it still affecting me? I was getting tension headaches all around the back of my neck. It just wiped me out for the rest of the day. So I always had to make sure that if I was going out, anything that I needed to do past that time when I was home was all organised, because there was no way my body was going to be able to cope with it. So it's really difficult to kind of pinpoint these things that you need to make sure that you're doing, but also you need to have that time for yourself. So I was doing the journaling, I did the self-care, I was doing my meditation. I wasn't doing meditation in a sense of what a lot of people feel or think of when they think of meditation. I actually sat in my office. I've got a massive shelf which is filled with all my little trinkets from all my memories. Basically, it's just a memory shelf, and all I did was I just sat and stared at my memory shelf, looking at all of the different things that filled me with happiness, things that the children had made me, holidays that we've been on, little presents that I'd brought back, all that kind of stuff. So it was 10 minutes of my day that just filled me with happiness, just thinking back on all those good times before all of this started to kind of engulf me and swamp my brain. It was just a happy time, and that then started to release the happy hormones, and for kind of a period after I'd done my meditation, it carried on through for the day. I was able to do things that I wouldn't necessarily normally have done. So what I felt was bringing everything together, bringing all of these different bits together really helped me on my recovery. Being able to understand which bits of my life were harder, which of the bits were easier, which bits caused me the most stress. One of the things that really stood out for me, which I never actually realised at the time stood out for me, was the organisation of the house. Now, we live in a massively chaotic house. There's 5 children in the house. We've got the animals, we've got the chickens, we've got the dog and the rabbit and all the different birds. And it was just, there's so much to do. There's all of the cleaning, all of the housework, the cooking and washing and cleaning out and everything, all of this. Now, I found that by not having an organisational structure to my day, the chaoticness was causing part of my anxiety, because in my head I wanted to have organisation and a perfect house and everything clean and tidy. Now, real life is you're not going to have a clean and tidy house when you have children as young as 3, and obviously if you have younger as well. That's not the reality. What I wanted to be able to do was feel like I was on top of it. So back in August, I decided to set myself a goal of 4 weeks. where I was going to organise, clear out and streamline my organisation routine. So what I did was I started in one specific room, and I went through each week. Some rooms took obviously only a day, some rooms took up to a week to do, whilst trying to deal with everything else. Bearing in mind we were on lockdown as well, so I kind of set myself quite a task when you look back at it now. I threw everything out of the drawers that I didn't need anymore. I'm a bit of a hoarder, and I think that was weighing down on me because I knew all of these cupboards and drawers were just filled with so much stuff. So I literally just started to get rid of stuff. I started to have it more minimalist. I was able to have more organisation to the day. So once the front room was done, we've got a massive front room down one side of our house. So once the front room was done, it was amazing how by the end of the day, once the children had finished playing, I was able to put their toys away really quickly, straighten up the cushions, clean down the table, all that kind of stuff. So even whilst I was trying to do other rooms, the front room was really easy to maintain because I'd already done the massive living space. That was one of the worst things, that you couldn't go in and relax because there was just stuff everywhere. And I really felt like that started to really kind of pushed me then to moving forward, to be able to do other things in the house. So organising the house was a massive deal for me, being able to get structure into my day. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate video on this, but I just wanted to kind of highlight how doing that was a massive key part to my recovery. So the self-care, the journaling, and being able to pinpoint that the routine and the structure of the house wasn't working for me really helped in a massive turning point. And I can honestly say that after that, that's when things really started to turn for me. So if you're suffering with mental illness and you aren't sure how you feel, if you know that you have all of these emotions racing around you all the time, my advice would be to grab a pen and paper and every day start writing these things down. You can do it at the end of the day, you could do it as you go through the day. If you feel angry 1 minute, and then you could write down 11 a.m. feeling massively angry, and then at 3 o'clock, oh my god, I'm the happiest I've been today, such and such happened. And you can write that down. You could write down, I'm annoyed that the washing hasn't been done today. You could put down, just was so tired, I couldn't be bothered to have a bath. You have to get all of these emotions down onto paper so that you can physically see them. Because the thing with our brains is we will conveniently forget things that are triggering us. So we will conveniently forget the really massive negative things, and we definitely will never remember the positives of the day, whereas in actual fact there are loads and loads of possibilities and positives each day surrounding us, but our brain will just block it out. So if there's anything that you do today, grab that pen and paper and just start writing down your emotions. Get them out onto paper so that you can then find your own trail ready to start your recovery. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. Please check into the next video. Bye.